All right, before we go ahead and slice a model, we actually need to have a model to slice. And so we're going to learn how to find a model on Thingiverse. So I've come to the website, thingiverse.com. You can see that up here. And the first thing, of course, that pops up is a cookie thing. So you can just click deny. You don't need it storing cookies about you. And then you can search. Now, I will say there are lots of different models that will be listed on the homepage. These are some of the newer models that have come out. And I just like to note here that Thingiverse is not associated with the library in any way. It's just a website that exists out there. We simply direct you to use it as an option for finding 3D prints because it is a really large repository. Just like you might use YouTube to find videos because there are so many videos there, Thingiverse is a good place to find files to 3D print because there are so many of them. That being said, there may be things here that people have made that you don't agree with or that offend you. Please don't think that this is library endorsement of those things. We have nothing to do with the models that are on here. We just use it as a way to find models. For your badge project, we need to find the model Minerva the Minotaur Librarian. So I'm just going to go up here to search Thingiverse, and then I'm going to type in Minerva. Several things are going to come up here. What I'm looking for is Minerva/Mini, the female Minotaur librarian. So I'm going to click on that. Now, whenever you click on something in Thingiverse, there's always the good chance that an ad is going to come up. So don't click on the ads. The ads are there to trick you to try and click on them because you've just clicked on something and you might want to open it. It might say open or it might say download or something like that. Don't worry about that. Just click X to get out of the ads and then you will come to the model page. So within Thingiverse, you will see some photos here. Now for this one, there's just this one picture, but sometimes there will be pictures of it, the completed model printed out or the completed model printed, or sometimes there will be multiple models in a single file because they have to be put together or they come in a set or something like that. And so you may see a bunch of pictures over here on this right-hand side. Now to download this file, you might want to just go to this button, download all files, but that downloads a whole like zipped folder and everything. So that's not really my preference. I like to scroll down to where I see these tabs and I will come to the files page. Now, sometimes you want to pay attention to the thing details page because sometimes there will be important information here that will tell you things about like whether or not the model needs supports, what the original creator of the model used to print it at, what size they printed it at, things like that. For this one, there's not a whole lot. We just have to click on files and then we have this one file. Instead of clicking download all files, we're going to come here to the single download button, which is just by the file, and click download. Now what that means is if there's multiple files, you will need to do it for each of them. If you want to get all of the files in one folder, you can click download all files. So I'll often use that if there's a bunch of files with a project, but most of the time when I just need one or two files, I'll use this button here. So I'm going to go ahead and click download. And it's going to go ahead and pop up and download that model for us. Now we can go ahead and we can get started with slicing it. But before we leave Thingiverse, I just want to point out a couple of things. One is this remixed from area. So when you're on a model, if it's been remixed from some other models, it will show you what those models are down here. So Minerva has been remixed from the female Minotaur, the small bookshelf, the witch's laboratory props, and the Elfay conjurer. So these models have all been used and then combined together to create this Minerva the Minotaur Librarian, which is pretty cool. And that's something that you can do as you become more comfortable with 3D printing and 3D modeling is you might be able to find a model that's close to what you want and then remix it into something new that works for your particular use case. You can also find out if a model has been remixed by looking at this remix button. Now Minerva herself has never been remixed by anybody, so she's at 0 remixes. But if there were remixes done, you can find that here. This is really useful for things where you might find something that's really close to what you want. Maybe it doesn't quite work. Maybe someone's already remixed it. A good example is different models of cars. Someone might make something that works for, say, a Honda, and someone else might remix that to work for a Toyota. So always check your remixes to see if somebody's done it. And sometimes it will just be an upgraded file. Someone will take a file that's pretty good, and then they'll make it better so that it prints with less plastic or less supports or something like that. Okay, that's it for looking at Thingiverse. Now we just need to go into Bamboo Studio and slice this file.